journey of mental health is a very interesting one, and it has many facets. But just in case this is where you're finding my story, I would strongly suggest you go back to the first part so that we are together. Isn't it? Super. Anyhow, so if you are with us, let's cross over into this part of the story. Battling depression, clinical depression, is, you can't do this on your own. And can I throw in a quote right here, right? It says, just because no one else can heal or do your inner work for you doesn't mean you can, should, or need to do it alone. That's Lisa. And for me, I've come to the place where I've understood I'm not ashamed to ask for help. I am not ashamed to say, today, I can't do this. And I have friends who are literally my daughter's mothers, because they'll come through, they'll pick her up, they'll go with her. And I have friends whose husbands have translated into her daddies. Like my daughter has 5 daddies, you know, because these people are around her. And they know it because I have been vocal about it. You see, and I'm blessed to have quite the space here as a 5-header. Now, no one can tell what I'm thinking right now. Just like the car ahead of you, you can't tell if it's going to turn left or right if it doesn't indicate. So if I don't speak out and let you know, you won't know that you need to come in and step in. You may just decide you're judging me based on the number of missed calls I'm walking around with because I didn't call you back. You just don't know that that particular day, my phone was the list of my priorities. I just needed to breathe in, out, and leave and make it through that day. And there are other days where I'm vibrant, and I'm sure there are guys here watching and are wondering, are we talking about the same worms? Yes, because even if you're that vibrant, sunshiny, extra sanguine, minus the drama, it doesn't mean that you don't have your down moments. You do. And sometimes the chemicals that I have running through my head are not balanced like yours, are not balanced like the next person, which is why we need medication, which is why I really thank God for being aware enough to go to hospital and getting treated and walk in this journey. But it comes because you're intentional about asking for your help and the people around you care enough to give it. You know, we are afraid of being judged. So usually if I'm speaking, or I'm at a speaking engagement, or I'm interviewing, or I'm having a session where I'm meeting strangers, or, you know, even if I've known you for a while, I normally give you a moment, just accept it. It's time to judge. So go through, you don't like the way her hair looks, the color is way too bright, her skirt is way too long, it's way too short, I don't like her flatties, she should have been in heels. When you're done with that part, now can we move on? So judge you will. And judge, just accept that people judge. Now, what you do beyond that is what differentiates you from being civil and just being downright dirty. Go forth knowing that everyone is battling something you can't tell, something you can't see. They don't have to have a clinical diagnosis for them to then come and tell you that I'm battling, or a medical condition that they are carrying. One of my closest friends had been battling with mental health for a very long time. And she would tell me things that I didn't understand, even on medical terms, but I just knew to be there and she can hear my silence. That's all she needed. When time came for her to support me, she knew exactly what to do. So sometimes you don't even know who's around the next corner who will need your help or who will need you to be kind to them. I have amazing family. I can never stop talking about it. My famo and their friends become my family. I'm those people. I cry more than the bereaved. I call everyone in. But they have stood with me, by me, and for me. This is family that has prayed for me. When I've lost my voice, they've stood with me. But how do you then turn around and become that person? You can't if you're not aware of your own mental state. You can't if you're not aware that whatever you're feeding into your mind is what your mind is growing on. If you're feeding it negativity, What does the Bible say? From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. If that's all you're putting in, that's all that will come out. So for me, this day is amazing because yesterday, being the 10th of October, was World Mental Health Day. And the very next day, not only is it International Day of the Girl Child, where the theme this year is my voice for my equal future. Not only is it those 2 days, it's also my birthday. I'm 41. I'm so excited because, like I had said in the earlier video, if you didn't catch it, what I said was, for me, I'm living on extra times and I'm excited about life. Life is for the living, guys. It's for the living. Live it. I'm totally excited about it. And for me, it's to reach out to other people out there and just let them know, one, you're not alone. You're not alone in this journey. And you can reach out. It doesn't take anything away from you. You can reach out and ask for help. And if one door shuts, then that's not the door that was meant to open. And I've learned this because my voice has changed over the years. It's changed with the different diagnoses. It's changed with the different impacts and losses that I've gone through. It's also changed with the highs that have come my way. But there are some people who cannot recognize my voice going forward, and that's fine. And I keep saying this, you don't have to go this journey with everyone. And don't be ashamed to own your voice. This, I know, is the voice God is giving me to speak with at decibels that I didn't even know are available. So you own yours. Whether it's you who's going through a mental health issue, own your voice. You who's been there as a caregiver and a support system for someone, own your voice. Speak up and speak out. There are spheres where you have influence. Start there. You don't have to be on a platform. You don't have to be on a stage. You don't have to be in front of a mic. Well, it doesn't hurt. However, speak out. So even as you're speaking out and owning your voice, please, let's be kind. You don't know what somebody went through the night before. But there are some things, even as you're speaking out, please just actually, can I just tell you a few things that really, they do something to me. When someone asks you and they've just called you and they say, Kwani, you've just chomokad from bed. The fact that my voice is so muffled and I actually do sound like that to you, please, this is the point where you engage EQ. Just be kind to someone and continue the conversation. Even request if you can talk to them. Is this a good time for us to speak? And honor the answer they give you. If it's not, if it was an emergency, text and let's move on. Because you don't know the mental state you're finding that person in. There's also this other thing you hear. Why do you sound sick? Are you sick? Kwani you're sick? And then it keeps rising with every other question you're getting and you're wondering, was there a point to the question you were asking? Is there something you wanted to deliver? Right? Please just think about that for a minute. There's also this other thing I keep hearing. Gosh, you're depressed. But you're always so happy, you're always so bubbly, you're always so... I'm like, it's not an on and off button that I choose as and when I will feel this way. So if you are blessed to see me on a happy day, please rejoice and be excited about it. Yeah. You can actually be smiling and on the inside you're breaking to pieces. And you don't know who I'm being strong for. But in my case, I'm forever strong for my daughter and my family. But they know to which limits. The other thing that you hear, and guys will attest to this, is so you get over it. And it's usually said with, you're like, okay, so the last time you broke your leg and you were in a cast, who asked you to get over your broken bone? Your arm is not working today because you sprained something. How about you get over that and we see how well that works? But we're not here to be unkind. I'm just trying to draw parallels. I don't know how to explain this and be kind. But have you ever had somebody ask you that you don't have enough faith to pray something out of your life? And I'm thinking, you don't even know about my journey with Christ for you to then sit on a pedestal and decide the amount of faith I have over an issue. Let's be conscious about the things that we speak about. Because again, you could be projecting, and on the inside, you could have an issue that actually does need a little bit more attention than you think or are giving it. Please be intentional, but it's not all sad and gloom. Let me leave you with something. What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations. That was Glenn Close who said that. Fred Roger said, anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that's mentionable is more manageable. When we can talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming, less upsetting, and less scary. Would you choose to do that? Kindly.